Welcome to the Biz Bash podcast, where we make biz strategy a piece of cake. I'm Elisabeth.
And I'm Cami, but you might know us better as Eliza and Calligraphy and Cami Monet. We want to help you, our fellow stationers, artists, and calligraphers, confidently build a profitable and personality-driven creative biz.
We're here to share our honest-to-goodness advice and actionable strategies for ambitious artists.
So put on your party hat, quit being a procrastinator gator, and let's get this party started.
Hey, everybody! It's our 100th episode, and we are so freaking stoked to be doing this. I'm going to let Cami tell everybody what we're really doing here. What's really going on today?
Yeah, guys. So it is episode 100 of the Biz Birthday Bash podcast. So we thought this would be a fun little, what we're calling our party episode. We are going to be asking each other random questions that neither one of us know what the questions are beforehand. So it's going to be a very silly episode. But we just felt like keeping it lighthearted today because we're celebrating, it's a party. So no business advice today, just kind of a little get to know you better with Cami and Elisabeth. Although the questions I have for Elisabeth, I don't know if you're going to get to know her better or just laugh really hard because they're random. So, some of you guys submitted questions too. So we will be asking those. But the fun thing is we are also on Instagram live as we're recording this. This was Elisabeth's genius idea for us to go live. So we are literally live on Instagram recording it. So we have a little bit of a studio audience, if you will, very fancy. So we might get some comments coming in and we'll read those or other questions. So it'll be a little bit more interactive of a podcast episode. But yeah, episode 100. I wish I had a party hat or like a little kind of thing, and I meant to make a party pennant, but that's okay. It's fine. I'm just so excited that we've come this far. It's been 2 years of the Biz Birthday Bash podcast at this point, 2.5.
Yeah, we started it January 1st, 2019. So we've definitely hit the 2-year mark point. We did take a little bit of a summer break in 2020 because life was just crazy. And we were like, we need a break. We don't even know what's happening. But yeah, we've definitely hit 2 years of doing this. And I mean, we were joking about it the other day because technically we've already recorded a 100th episode, but not number 100, if that makes sense, because of all the Q and cakes. Those are kind of their own thing.
Yeah, so this is officially number 100. So there are more than 100 episodes to listen to, which is just banana pancakes to even think about. I'm like, dang, y'all have listened to at least 150 hours of my voice, like, which I'm so sorry. Like, I don't know. It's just like, I was about to say it's wild. It's wild to think about, but it really is.
Yeah, it is. And exciting and fun because I think things just continue to get sweeter with time. I mean, we're still both really loving it and don't expect us to go anywhere anytime soon. That's for sure.
Yeah. We just get 100 more hours of us recording. So
100 more hours.
Oh, 5, so shall we?
What's that song?
2,900, 600 minutes. I think I messed up the number there, but you guys know. Love that song. Okay. So questions. Should I do the first one or you want to do the first one?
I'm so excited about this. Oh, I'll do the first one because you were just in Tennessee. So I wanted to know, what is your earliest memory with pop? Like the very first thing you remember?
Oh, okay. These are like sweet questions. Mine are stupid. Okay. One of the very first memories with pop. Let's see. One of my earliest memories. Well, this one just always comes to mind. My dad used to have his little art studio downstairs, and he had like his big table, and he'd always be working on like giant paintings. And I would just like watch him, like just like hanging out. I just remember being like 2 or 3, and he would always like let me sit on his lap, and he'd be like, okay, I'm painting the leaves. And I would just like watch him like the whole time. And then at the very end of it, he would like hand me a paintbrush and be like, okay, now you start adding stuff too. So like literally I'm like 2 or 3 years old painting on this masterpiece, and Pop would always be like, oh yeah, that just, what you did there just really added so much. I mean, it was always in like places where there was like trees or something. So you couldn't really mess it up. Even if I did mess it up, he would go in and fix it. So always doing that. And then he would take it upstairs to show my mom, be like, look what me and Cami painted together. Look, she did this right here. And I'd just be like, so proud. Like, yeah, I painted that. Like pretending like it was basically mine. And then anytime he would sell those paintings at the gallery that I helped him paint, he would be like, well, my daughter had a hand on this one, so it's going to be worth, about $2,000 extra. And everyone would just love it. They'd pay extra and whatever. So he like always made it so fun. So that's like one of my earliest memories. But oh man, there's so many. Or always skipping school to go get donuts instead of going to school and riding the Gatlinburg chairlift. So my mom would always think I was actually going to school. I don't think I ever went to school. I was always just hanging out with Pop. And she's like, did you drop her off? And he's like, yep. But I was always, me and Pop were always doing shenanigans. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, those are cute. Like I said, my questions are mixed bag. So there's some that are very funny, but there are a couple like sentimental ones in there too. You can always change yours on the go. I think I'm a better question asker though.
Well, we'll see after this. Okay, well, this is a question that I used to ask boys I was dating. And yes, there is a right answer. So this was like one of my conversation starters when I would be on dates. And it also helped me like really judge them. I feel like there's a lot of judgment in this question. So would you rather be a ninja, a pirate, or a cowboy? And why?
A cowboy.
Why?
Okay, I don't like the ocean enough to be on a boat all the time. I'm not about that. Like, I'm just not. I like being at the beach, like on the beach, not on the water, like all the time. I don't know. I feel like I'd be like seasick and not about that. And then, I mean, a ninja is for sure entertaining, but the cowboy wins over the ninja because just the scenery. So like if I were a cowboy, I would probably be in, or cowgirl, whatever, Yellowstone or like Utah or somewhere where like the scenery, Montana is like fabulous. And I don't know, I'm from Colorado originally. I'm like such a mountains girl to begin with. So that's an easy one for me.
That's a really, really good point about the scenery. See, there's so many little nuances about this. You can really dive down, but the correct answer is actually pirate, but it's okay. We'll let it slide this time.
I don't like water enough.
Basically never ninja, okay? Like, I don't know why, but that is incorrect. Like if someone said that, I was like, we're not gonna be able to date. I'm so sorry. I always gave him a chance, you know, you gotta figure it out. So
yeah. Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah. It's a good one.
Are you ready for my next one?
I think so.
Yeah. All right. A lot of my questions are like tailored very specifically like to you.
Okay.
If you didn't live in Florida or Tennessee, where would you live?
Probably like Colorado or something, somewhere where I could snowboard all the time, for sure. I mean, yeah, but also, I don't know. I say that, but like when I really think about it, I don't think I'd ever want to leave the Southeast. So if I didn't live in Tennessee or Florida, I'd probably move to like North Carolina or something like that. Like one of the southern states. I mean, realistically, I like it here in the Southeast. But if I'm thinking just for funsies, then I would want to be like out west on the side of a mountain, like where it snows. But so I don't know. But practically speaking, probably somewhere in the Southeast. But just dreaming speaking on a mountain somewhere.
Yeah.
Telluride for sure. Yeah, Telluride, Colorado is like, I love it there. I just love it. There's like nothing in the town. It's super, super small. It's really hard to get to. And I just feel like I would thrive there. So I love it.
I do love Telluride. It's beautiful.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So Megan Nicole Lettering was like, I don't want to distract you guys commenting on here because I don't know if I should, but that's so adorable, Cami. And yes, you guys are more than welcome to comment. This episode is like very interactive because we are obviously recording it live on Instagram while recording it officially for the podcast. And we want to have the memories of all the things you guys are like commenting on and interacting with us. So I'm assuming she's talking about specifically your interactions like with your dad.
Oh, I'm not seeing any questions on mine. Mine just says it's better now.
You're not seeing any comments? I think things are like way delayed for some reason.
Oh.
That's not the point. Anyways,
okay.
Let's go ahead. It wasn't a question.
Oh.
They were like, I don't want to distract you.
Oh, distract away. We love distractions. I don't know why I'm not seeing anything. Somebody leave a comment and let me see if I can see it.
Yeah, I think things are like way delayed on the live for some reason because people were commenting, but it wasn't coming through at the same time. So let's move on though, because we got to keep the episode on track.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna ask another question. Let me think here. All right, that's a really stupid one. I'll save that one in case we need extras.
Oh boy.
Okay, what do you hate spending money on?
Oh, that's a great question. Well, I used to really hate spending. This is about to get personal.
Good.
This is a good one, though. I used to really hate spending money on feminine products, but now that I use a Diva cup, I don't have to anymore.
You really went there, didn't you?
No. Yes, I did. I did go there. I don't talk about it like publicly very much, but I feel like the podcast is a safe space and a mostly female audience. So
yeah, they get it.
Yes, y'all get it. I mean, I don't feel weird saying that out loud. Let's see. Other things I hate spending money on. I mean, I'm like not keen on spending money on bills and things like that. But I think I would say like we use a lot of like heavy cream for our coffee and stuff. I just hate having to spend money on that. I wish I just had
heavy
like
cream.
a tap.
It'll just destroy your bank account, that heavy cream, you know?
Tap with the heavy cream. And then I love my cat so much, but sometimes like the vet bills are a little rough. And so I would like to not have to spend money on that.
Yeah, for sure. Vet bills can add up so quick. Yeah, those are good ones. I mean,
yes.
I used to hate spending money on makeup. I'd be like, why would I pay $10 for this thing? And now I think it's kind of fun. So that kind of changed. But I used to be like, this is the biggest waste of money. Like everything should be 10 cents. I don't understand.
Yeah. It's kind of like, it's just all that like value perception of what people value differently, I guess. Oh, yeah. Cat litter, actually. I hate spending money on cat litter. That's always a bummer.
At Costco, I feel like it's not that expensive. But still,
what brand?
I don't know.
What brand do you use?
Fresh Step non-clumping.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yours is different. We use Dr. Elsie's, and we have a very loyal, and I don't think that they're in Costco. So,
oh, yeah, there's only so many in there. So I'm still not seeing comments come through. It's just kind of a bummer because I really wanted to see everyone's stuff.
No, I think it's broken because I don't see anything. Like, there's no people joining. There's no comments. There's, like, no nothing. So I don't know what's happening, guys. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's such a bummer. I really want to see questions.
All right. Well, we will continue.
Whatever.
And if they work again, they work again. And if not, I'm sorry, guys. All right. Next question for Cami. What's your favorite vacation you've ever been on?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, my goodness. Okay, let me think here. Well, obviously, my honeymoon was my most favorite because that was just, so much fun. Like, oh, it's just the best.
Ew.
Like, finally getting married. What? What's wrong with your honeymoon?
I'm just laughing because you're like, it was so much fun.
It was fun. I'm just married with my hubby. I mean, come on. Okay, honeymoon, obviously, got to be up there because it's just the best vacation. It's just... There's just nothing better than just being married and just like being so happy about it. And you're just like, oh, we can finally relax after planning a wedding. So it's just kicking off your life together. But then if I'm talking about, I've done so many trips, you guys, because before all this jazz, I used to be a travel writer. And so I did travel a lot and I have so many places. And so people would always ask like, what was your favorite trip? And I would literally say something different every time because I would get tired of hearing myself speak. But one of my most favorite trips that I did was the Rocky Mountaineer train ride through Canada, which is very cool. If you haven't done that, highly recommend. It's super fun. You get on the train and you just go through the Rocky Mountains, and the train has like a glass dome. So you have like amazing views the whole time. And they just like serve you like wine and cheese and chocolate. And then you go downstairs and there's like a little like kitchen area, like a restaurant on the train, and it's like white tablecloth and the food is so good, and you're just like eating fancy food while watching the scenery of the mountains go by. And then you stay in like really cool places each night. Like you don't stay on the train, but they stop at like different towns and you stay in a cool cabin or something. And I just thought that was like a really unique and fun trip. And now if you don't like sitting, it's not for you because you do sit a lot, but
yeah,
they tell you stories and you learn about the history and stuff. And you're not on the train for like, 24 hours at a time, but it's really fun to have like breakfast and lunch on the train. I just thought that was like really cool. I loved it.
Perfect.
Yeah. That was like one of my very last trips I did before I got let go. Oh, such a bummer. That was such a fun job. I miss it. Oh, but anyway. Okay. So question for Elisabeth. Okay, if you had to be trapped in a TV show for a month, what TV show would you choose?
Are all of your questions like this?
Yes.
Okay. I was like hoping I would get some like sentimental family related questions,
Sorry,
but I guess we're
any
just doing weird scenarios.
Yeah, it's weird scenarios. I can ask a sentimental family one. I can throw that in there.
Okay. Can you say it again?
What was it? If you had to be trapped in a TV show for a month, what TV show would you choose? I feel like these are good get to know you questions. Like, you learn a lot about someone.
Yeah. I do feel like we're on like a first date and you're like asking me like
Elizabeth,
funny things.
This is why the boys love me. Okay. I had a great conversation starters.
Yes. Okay. It's funny. We've known each other so long. So I was like, maybe she'll ask me like things she's genuinely curious about that she doesn't know.
This is something I'm genuinely curious about. That's why I'm asking.
Okay. I think I would probably choose Friends.
I've never even seen one episode of Friends.
Sorry about it.
Oh, gosh. Okay. So why? I need to know the whys. See, that's the important part.
I think it would be fun to live in New York City for like a month and be in that environment, but not live there forever. I think I would be very entertained by the shenanigans of like the characters and their relational dynamics. So like Joey and Chandler and Ross specifically, I think I would want to hang out with. Like nothing against the nothing against like Monica and Phoebe and Rachel. I would actually probably like hang out with Phoebe, but just like the Central Perk like coffee shop thing and like all of that stuff would be like really fun to like hang out there and like have that vibe and all that good stuff. So yeah, I think that's what I would choose. I don't want to be in like Game of Thrones.
No, obviously not. That would be awful. Definitely don't want to spend a month trapped there. It sounds like a nightmare.
Okay. Well, all right. Now I do have one for you that is more like goofy.
Okay.
Because I've had people, these are some things that people like submitted for you, Cami. So Sierra Claire asked me if you had to choose between giving up. Oh gosh, what was it? Because I didn't write it down, but she was like, if you had to choose between like giving up Lulu the rest of your life or cats, I think, like which one would you give up?
Lulu, hands down. That's a really good question, though. I was like, she knows me so well.
Yes.
Yeah, I would definitely give up Lulu. I couldn't give up my little fuzzy babies. No. Yeah, Lulu for sure. It's still tough, though. No, I'm just kidding. It's not. That's actually a pretty easy one. You know me. I love my cats too much. I love all cats. Like, there's a cat outside, bring them in. So, yes, definitely the cats. Keeping the cats, not giving up the cats.
Yes, keeping the cats. Keeping the cats for sure.
The cats, yeah. Hey, everybody. We are live. We are back. Our other one was being a glitchy potato. I don't know why. So we couldn't see anyone's comments or anything. And that's like the whole point is to like have fun with it. So I'm just waiting for Elisabeth to hop on. Hey, everybody. Hey, y'all. We're back. Okay. Yay. I'm glad you guys came back. Oh, my gosh. We're just restarting it because it was glitchy. So if you guys want to like start leaving comment, like make a comment and I can see if it works. Because it didn't work on the last one. So let me add Elisabeth. Okay. I just added Elisabeth. Hopefully it's coming. Okay. Are we here?
Yes.
Everyone's here? Now I'm on the top. Okay. Guys, if you're here with us, we're recording episode 100 live at the Biz Birthday Bash podcast with you guys. We're doing random questions for each other to make it kind of fun. So if you're here, leave a comment because it wasn't working before. That's why we kind of restarted the room because I want to be able to like have you guys hanging out with us and talking. So
yeah, it was like working. Real glitchy. Oh, good. Someone did some party cones.
Yeah. Yeah, it was being really glitchy. Sassy potato. Okay. So we are still recording. Yay! Still here. All right, perfect. Okay. Where were we in our episode?
I had just answered, or you had just answered the question about Lulu or cats, if you had to pick.
Yes, and I obviously picked cats. Sierra. How dare you think I would choose?
I think that was her question. I could be totally botching it. Maybe it was like between Lulu and something else.
I don't know. I feel like those are my two things I'm known for is Lulu cats and cabbage hats.
Yes.
That's me in a nutshell. Okay. And okay, so back to asking, I'm going to ask Elisabeth a question. All my questions are moronic and all hers have been sentimental and sweet and mine are idiotic. So, oh, God.
It's fine. It's the vibe.
It's the vibe. Okay, this is going to be a good one. What's the most impulsive thing you've ever done?
I mean, it's hard because like I'm not a super impulsive person, but I would say that it's funny because it's kind of a big one. Our house buying process happened very quickly. So our lease for our apartment wasn't actually going to be up until May of 2021. So like literally like the month we're recording this, like I think our lease would have just ended. And because of COVID, Will and I kind of started talking about like, hey, should we move our timeline up? And we were like, yeah, like maybe we should, like it would be nice to buy a home and have a little more space because we've been all like cooped up in this apartment and stuff. So, okay, like let's start looking. So we had looked at a couple houses. I think we had looked at like 8 or 9 and we were like, this is going really poorly. Maybe we need to wait until like the new year to come back to revisit this because it's just we don't seem to be finding what we want. So the reason why I feel like this counts as the most impulsive, quote unquote, is because you guys are like, oh yeah, you've been talking about the house. Is this really that impulsive? And I'm like, it kind of is because we had just seen like 3 homes one day and we said to our agent, we literally told our agent, we're like, we have to take a break. We'll probably reach out to you in January. This isn't going well. And then that night I was like, just kidding. There's one more house. There's one more house we want to see. I was like, I've looked at the pictures of it a couple times. I really think like we have to go see this one. Like I'm going to regret it if we don't. And we went and we saw it and we had to put an offer in within 30 minutes because the house already had offers on it. So that's why it felt very impulsive almost because we're like, the worst thing that can happen is like we don't get it. But then at the same time, we could get it and then we got it. We got the house.
You got the house. And there you go.
So yeah, that's kind of like one of the things I could think of because I don't think I have any other things that I can think of right now that would fall into like impulsive big scheme like categories. That's a good one. Yeah, that's fun.
Someone suggested that question and I don't remember anything who it was now. So
okay,
maybe it was Carrie from Oyster Lane Paints, but I might have made that up. So
okay, all right. If you weren't running your business as a creative, what kind of biz would you be running?
Oh, this is a really fun question. Oh my goodness, I don't know. Let me think here. Let's see.
I feel like most of these are us going to be like, oh, I don't know.
I know. Well, I mean, they're coming out of nowhere. You got to like think about it.
Yeah, you got to think about it for a second.
I know. Well, I mean, if it was doing something myself, like me running it, I think it would be really fun to have a bakery, even though I'm not like a baker or by any means I'm not a bake, I'm not a baker person or anything like that, but I just like, I love hanging out at bakeries and I just think they're like really cute and fun. And I just always like admire people who can make that type of business work. Cause I'm like, you have to sell this many cupcakes in order to make a profit. And I just think it's like fascinating. It would also probably drive me crazy, but I think I would enjoy something like that or having like a space where people could come into and I could kind of create this like really fun environment. So if it wasn't like in like the creative space with like art, I am kind of interested in that. I think that would be fun. Or I would really enjoy being like a personal trainer or something like that. Like Alex and I talk a lot about getting like our personal trainer's license just to do that. I think it'd be fun. So I think I would enjoy doing something like that as well. Something in like the fitness space.
Yes.
Doing creative.
I could absolutely see that.
Which are like two totally opposite things. Like either have a bakery or do something in fitness. Those are like total opposite ends of the spectrum. But I like see the appeal of both.
Yeah.
So those, yeah, I would like that. Or, I would also think having a bookstore would be very fun because then I would have a bookstore cat because everyone knows if you don't have a cat in a bookshop, like you don't have a bookshop. Okay. You have nothing. Okay. Like you have to have a cat. And I think I would just like nail that. So yeah, those are the things I would do if I was starting my own business.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
And those all make sense to me. Like that all like adds up. It's not something that it's like, what? What do you mean you would like do this? No, all of those I could see.
It makes sense.
I could see that.
Oh, someone said all the questions are super on brand so far. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. Very Elisabeth questions, very Cami questions. I got a real weird one for you. I'm going to throw this one out, ya.
Oh, gosh.
And then we'll do some more serious ones. I got some funny, just weird ones. Okay. So this one's so stupid. You're like, Cami, are you freaking kidding me right now? But would you rather
Oh, my God.
have edible spaghetti hair that regrows every night or sweat maple syrup?
Okay, the idea of having like spaghetti as hair is disgusting. So I will default to the sweating maple syrup.
But think how sticky you're gonna get when you sweat. It's just gonna be like, oh, everything's sticky. Oh my gosh.
The noodles on my head, though. The thing is, you forget, like, I already have sweaty hands, so I already have to kind of like deal with that anyways. And if it's sticky, whatever.
Cool. Whatever. We're just gonna be like over your pancakes like this.
Over pancakes, exactly. I could wear like gloves, I guess, if I need to do something.
I mean, but you could be sweating out your armpits too, just sweating.
I could.
Maple syrup.
You're right.
Everywhere. So.
But I have like a visceral reaction to the idea of having noodles as hair. Like, yeah, that's so gross.
And it regrows all the time. So even if you shaved it off, it's problematic. So, all right, that's a good one.
Oh, this one I'm genuinely curious. I couldn't remember. Do you like horror movies?
Yes and no. I used to like horror movies a lot more when I was younger, which is so weird. Like when I was like a teenager, I like loved horror movies. But now I'm like, that is the devil. I'm staying away from that crap. Like, no, thank you. So now I don't really like horror movies, but I don't like horror movies where there's like demons and something's going to grab me and drag me to hell in the middle of the night. Like that really freaks me out. But I like movies about like serial killers and stuff like that. Like, I like that.
That's more like thriller kind of.
Yeah, I like that,
thriller.
but I don't like where it's like the demons coming to get you and like devils involved and stuff. Like, no, thank you. I don't like things about like witches and witchcraft. I don't like that kind of stuff. That like freaks me out. So yes and no. Like, I don't know. Yeah. And like I'm like such a cheap scare. Like any jump scene, like it's not even a jump scene, and I'll like scream and jump out of my mind. Like Alice can scare me just by like walking in here and being like, hey, and I'm like, oh my God. Like, so
yeah.
So horror movies are kind of like a cheap thrill for me. But I feel like horror movies when I was in high school and stuff weren't as like gory and intense as they are now. Like they were just like, I don't know. Lighthearted is a really weird way to describe a horror movie, but I felt like they were just like, ooh, it's scary. Woo. But now it's like, oh, they like the special effects and everything are so intense. Like I can't handle it. Like sometimes I even see a preview for a really scary movie. I'm like, that's it. I gotta go read my Bible. Like
you're like, I'm out.
I'm out. But I listen to like awful, horrible things all day. But I think it's because I don't need the visual of it. Like I can listen to really horrible murder podcasts all day and like my imagination's just fine on its own. I don't need to see anything. We're good. So mostly I would lean more towards like the no side, but like sometimes yes. Okay, so should I answer this question from Megan? Are we taking questions off here? Well, we actually just answered this on a Q and Cake episode. Our favorite memory together of the two of us.
We answered this on a Q and Cake episode?
We did like just like fun memories or like some of our favorite memories together. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
But we can do that too. Elisabeth.
We could do that later.
Okay. Oh, never mind. We'll do it later. Sorry about it. Okay. Okay. So one for Elisabeth. Let's see.
Sorry, I'm trying to drink a lot of water, trying to stay hydrated.
Very proud of you. What is something that you're weirdly obsessed with?
I feel like I have weird obsessions with like a few different things. And so I'll kind of have to think of them. I mean, I definitely really like my plants, but I wouldn't say that's necessarily like a weird obsession, right? That's like pretty standard.
I feel like that's, like a standard obsession right now.
One of my like weird obsessions right now, which is kind of like sad, is checking like every single day I'm checking the Cobb County like animal control pages to see what animals are brought in. And it's like sad, but also like interesting, I guess. So that's like a weird obsession of mine is like I'm constantly checking that page, partly because I'm like looking for Gilligan, but now also because I'm just curious. And then there was this Chihuahua pug mix on there the other day. Guys, I'm like really not a dog person. And I was like, that dog is so cute.
Chihuahua pug?
I need it now.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know. I can't even like picture what that looks like in my head. Like, I don't even know where to begin with that. Like,
I'll have to send you the picture of it. I'm sure
Please
it's
do.
still up there. And so I was like really surprised because I don't get like sometimes I'm out with friends, right? And we're grabbing lunch or we're on a walk and they're like, oh, look at that dog. Oh, look at that other dog. Oh, look at that dog. And I'm like, dogs don't do it for me. I'm sorry, guys. Like people get so wound up about dogs. And there was this dog on this page and I was like, it is so cute. I want to die.
oh my gosh.
I feel like my obsession.
A chug.
I feel like my obsession with checking that page led to me finding this type of dog. And I'm like, is this the one? Like, if I were to ever get a dog, is this what it would be? And even Will kind of agreed. He was kind of cute. And now I'm scared because I'm like, I could go visit him, but that'd be a problem because then I'd bring it home. And I like literally just told some friends like in the past 2 weeks, they would like, would you ever get a dog? And I was like, no. Like straight up like no. And now legit this dog was so cute.
Oh,
so I feel like that's a weird obsession for sure. I want to say I also have a weird obsession with those Biscoff like plain cookies. Mm-hmm. They're like very European. Yeah. I bought the whole thing from Costco and I ate a box of them myself.
Those things are good.
Taco Bell. I knew that there was one I was forgetting.
Taco Bell, always a classic. Good weird obsession to have.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
that was great. Yes, the weird obsessions. Oh, that's a good one.
See,
you got
I have good questions. I don't know why you thought all mine were silly.
Well, some of them are silly, but some of mine are silly too. That's the point.
Exactly.
As long as you don't have too many would you rather ones.
I plead the fifth.
Oh God. I loved the like ninja pirate or cowboy. I thought that
was very important. It's very important. That's a classic
very, very
Cami question. So
Oh, I'm so excited to ask you this one.
Oh gosh.
What is something all the guys you dated had in common? And does Alex have this too?
What kind of question is this? Okay. Well, there's a lot of guys. So they don't all have the thing in common. They don't all have some one thing in common. I feel like my type always had this one thing in common of like being like a snowboarder, a surfer, skateboarder kind of vibe, wakeboarder, that kind of thing. So they all kind of have that like action sports vibe going on. So Alex definitely has that. So that was like my type. Did some guys fall out of that type? Yes, but that was like the common thread, I feel like, of like guys I've dated. So, oh my gosh, then my heart is like pounding right now. I was like, no, we're getting so personal about all the guys I dated. But yes, that's kind
of what I was
the common thread. Yeah. I think one of the things I looked for was them being Christian. Did they all fall into that? Definitely not. But we learned real quick. But yeah, so that's probably like the common thread with all the guys I've dated. So
I had remembered something talking to you along the lines of something like that, like a few years back during one of my trips to Gatlinburg. So I thought it would be funny to ask.
Oh, man. I know. Good times back in the day. It's crazy stuff. But yes.
I did not date many people, but everyone I dated had brown hair and blue eyes. So that's weird.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, I love it. So you had like a very specific look you went for.
I guess so, which is weird because like that's like how my family looks too.
So you just want to date your brothers, basically.
Or my dad, which is even more scary to
That's
say.
Really funny. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people like have said that before though, that you like look for somebody that has like if you have a good relationship with your dad, you look for someone with some of those tendencies. But Alex and Pop seem so different.
No, they are so like they are
oh my gosh,
like,
that's weird.
It's really funny. They are very much like, because Alex is such a goofball and just like a total lunatic, and Pop he has done all these shenanigans and stuff. Like he's just a lunatic too. Like he's just so goofy, and Alex is the same way. So they definitely I mean, they're definitely two of a kind. So it's definitely funny, for sure. My mom will be like I'll send her videos of Alex doing something. She'll be like, that reminds me of someone else I know. And I'm like, I know, right? Like,
weird. I had no idea. That's really funny.
Yeah. Oh, good question. Funny question. Okay, let's see. I don't know if I want to ask a stupid one or like another. Like
you can ask whatever you want. I won't give you a hard time.
Let's see. What scene from a kid's movie or like any movie like scarred you? Because we talk about horror movies.
This is a great one, Cami. This is great.
Oh God,
I definitely can immediately think of the movies. Okay, first of all, Jack in the Box from Thumbelina. He was absolutely horrifying.
I love Thumbelina. I forgot about that movie. Thumbelina.
Yeah, Jack in the Box is so scary. Jack in the Box was so awful.
Is he the little
he was
like
the bad
bug
guy?
Is he the little bug who was like all
no,
creepy?
Cami, Jack in the Box, like the clown that comes out of the box.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that is pretty spooky. Yeah,
he was so scary. And also James and the Giant Peach. I like still have like a visceral reaction to that movie. It scarred me so bad. And I don't even know if it's like really a particular scene. I just think the whole thing was like so bizarre. And the age I watched it like you're most impressionable, I think, between like 1 and 6. And I want to say I probably saw it around like 5 or 6 years old. And it's still terrifying. It's still like utterly terrifying. Like I feel like I should go back and watch it as an adult so I can like therapeutically clear that energy. James and the Giant Peach was the most like horrifying, scary experience, like probably movie wise, like of my childhood. I think those are the two big ones for me.
Those are, yeah. I mean, I remember really liking James and the Giant Peach. Like, I remember I was like, saw it in theaters and stuff, and I really liked it.
Some people do, but you also were probably
I was older
than me. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if you're like 9 or 10, I could see you doing okay. I just think I was like at the age where that was like a hardcore no.
That's just too much. Cannot handle it. Yeah.
Oh, yes. No, I knew immediately as soon as you asked that. Okay. Next one. I'm asking this because this is a debate between a lot of adult couples in my life. Do you and Alex sleep with a flat sheet on your bed?
Oh, yeah. You asked me this. We do have a flat sheet on our bed.
Okay.
But, I mean, I think Alex would rather have one not because he definitely gets, like, tangled up in it. And I'm like, I don't understand. Like, I just, like, lay here and it's fine. But we have to because he's the yellow man. So he literally looks like a Confederate soldier died where he sleeps. So I have to have the sheet because our duvet cover is white. So we have to have the top sheet. But we do sleep with one. But I feel like most guys don't want a top sheet.
I have like one of my friends who had the most visceral reaction to it is a girlfriend of mine. And she was like, no, absolutely not. So some people get like really heated.
Yeah, that's really funny. I mean, before we got married, I don't think he had the top sheet. So
yeah, Will didn't either.
And boys,
when we got married, I was like, we're adults now, so we use flat sheets in this household because most everyone will agree that a fitted sheet is necessary, right? You need something on the mattress, but whether or not you need the flat sheet, like between that and the comforter, is up for debate. So.
Yeah, I guess
in
it depends
my head,
on
it's
how often you wash your comforter thing, duvet cover, which duvet covers are the worst. I hate them. I'm like, why do we even have this? This is the worst. I'm just like, right now, I don't even have it in the thing. Like, I just have it like on top of it. I'm like, oh my Lord.
Yeah. For you guys just popping in, this is Cami and I's 100th Biz Birthday Bash podcast episode, and we're just airing it live. Kelsey asked. She's like, what's going on here?
We're asking each other very random questions, and when I say random, that's mostly my part. Elisabeth asking nice questions, and I'm like, do you want to sweat maple syrup? So, yeah, we're just asking each other random questions, and we thought it'd be fun to do it live. So here we are.
Yeah, so you guys can toss in some because you have, and we will answer some of them later.
Yeah, but make them random. Okay, so let's see here. Oh, Kelly, you already missed some really good questions, so I feel like I'm going down the dregs now. But okay, let's see. I just asked about a movie. I have another movie one, but I'll save that for later. If you got arrested with no explanation, what would your family assume that you did? This one's from Julianne.
Oh, What would they assume that I did? I'm in my mind, I'm like, what would I assume that I did?
Yeah. What would you have done? What would I assume that you did?
I know. I think it would be like
money laundering.
No, it would probably be trespassing. This is what Will would say, because I'm such a snoop. So like when we go hiking and we go places and I'm like, oh, look at that old house. Like it's really run down. Like there's nobody in it. Like, let's go check it out. And he's like, no, there's signs up that says we can't go in there. So I feel like it would definitely be like trespassing or snooping, and someone would see me and they would call me and I would get arrested. I think that would make the most sense.
I could see that. Yeah. Like you definitely are like, let's explore this old thing or whatever. Like, yeah, that's definitely a good one.
Exactly.
Oh, yes. Oh, Kelsey said stealing cats from a shelter or something with animals for Elisabeth. Listen, Kelly, my mom used to do that. She stole someone's horse one time in the middle of the night. We had to go. It was a sting operation because they weren't feeding their horse. And she's like, I'm stealing your horse. Well, she didn't tell him that. But the next day, she's like, I stole your horse because you weren't taking care of it. And then we had it at our farm. And the guy was like, you can keep it. So.
Oh, my gosh.
I know. My mom would
know
steal
that
animals. She stole a goat. My mom's crazy, first of all. She's like very intense about animals. So she's literally stolen people's animals.
Okay, are you ready for my next one for you?
Yes.
Is the house you're living in your forever home?
I knew you were going to ask this one. So many people ask this question. I don't think so. I mean, I love our house, but I don't think it's like our forever home. Like I don't see myself being like 85 living here. So probably not. But we do love our house. Like we've definitely turned it into like a little oasis for us. I think we'll be here a while though. Like we'll definitely be here for like at least the next 10 years or so. Like start our family here and stuff. But I don't see being like 80 living here. So we'll see. But it's a good house. We definitely like it. I feel like we're already busting at the seams. We don't even have kids yet or anything. And it's a big house. So it's just feel like I have so many boxes.
Oh, man.
But yeah, probably not total forever home. But we also have talked about like one day building a house here, like tearing this one down and like starting from scratch, because we just think that would be something cool we'd like to do in our lives, is like build our home together. But I know that's like a ton of work, but we've kind of talked about one of our neighbors is doing that right now. So we're kind of like following along.
Maybe don't tear down this current house because someone would like it.
I mean, yeah, but we would want to tear it down though and build a new one. Yeah, I mean, I guess we could always sell it, but if we like the location,
right? Or buy like land somewhere that doesn't have a house on it already, and then you could to fully imagine everything from scratch.
Yeah, we just like being right in the middle of everything right here, so it's kind of nice. But
yeah,
we'll see.
Or like buy a plot with a house that's a lot dumpier. All I'm saying is like y'all's house is nice, so if you like ripped it down, I'd be like, what are you doing?
Goodbye. I mean, it's still an old house. It just was like redone well, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Well, whatever you guys want to do.
I mean, that's not happening anytime soon. So, okay, let's see. Another one for Elisabeth.
Oh, you can't hear any of like the tree grinding stuff, can you? Okay, good.
If you were on MTV's Made, what would you want to be made into?
I don't know what that show is.
Oh, I was wondering as I was writing this. I was like, she might be younger. Well, okay, basically it's a show where they were like, someone would be like, well, I really want to be a pro skateboarder. And then like, and it'd be like some random high school kid. And then like a pro skateboarder would come in and like teach them how to do everything. And at the end, they compete in a competition. Or like someone's like, I really want to be prom queen or a pageant queen. And so Miss USA comes to their house and surprises them and gives them all these lessons. So you basically, it's like, what would you like want to be? If you could be anything. So it's just a fun way of saying it. Does anyone else remember that show? That was so fun. Where they'd be like, oh, I really want to be a rock star. And so like someone they love who's like huge in the industry just shows up at their house. And they're like, what's up, man? I'm going to teach you how to play guitar.
Well, it's funny because it's like anything I really want to do, I feel like I would probably teach myself anyways. But if it's like I wanted to be made into something for
get made
a day, or I think I would choose a cowboy. To go back to our earlier question.
We're going to send in Annie Oakley to come teach Elisabeth how to be a
Yeah,
cowboy.
just like a Wild West maiden for a day or something like that. Or like cosplay, like something from like Westworld. Oh gosh, why am I blanking out on her character?
I don't know.
Dolores. I could be like Dolores for a day. I wouldn't really want to be an android, but I would want to be like dressed how she is.
Elizabeth's going to be made into a Wild West maiden.
Wild West android.
A very specific thing. Like, I'm cracking up because this is like not what I don't know. I didn't know where you were going to go with this, but it's a very
You also have to remember,
answer.
I just like since I haven't seen the TV show, like maybe conceptually I'm totally off, but there's not like a career, like professional X, Y, and Z thing that I would like want to be made into. I would want to be made into some like whimsical, like
a wizard,
not real thing, maybe. Oh, I could be made into the Harry Potter storyline.
That would have been a better answer for if you were stuck in a, well, I said TV series, but we could have gone with like movies.
Well, that's not a TV. Yeah, it's not a TV series.
I know, as I said, but we could have done that. So yeah.
Yeah. The TV series one is good. Like Friends is just like a show I really enjoy and I find them like friendly and comfortable. And I'm like, a month is a while. So it's like, I really gotta have to enjoy these people if I'm going to be stuck with them for a month.
I know. And like the TV shows you enjoy might not necessarily be which ones you want to be stuck into. Like Dexter is my favorite TV show. I don't want to be stuck in Dexter, but I would want to be stuck in like the Andy Griffith Show is where I would want to be stuck for a month. That sounds great. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Every episode of that show, by the way. It's like what raised me. Okay.
All right.
Is it my
I get to ask you one now because I want to be a Western android female robot. Okay.
It's gonna be a great maid episode.
Okay, this one was actually submitted from someone on Instagram. It's kind of like a two-parter. How many hours a week do you work, and do you pay your mother-in-law for her help?
Oh, okay. How many hours a week do I work? I mean, definitely 40, at least 40. I don't know, because I don't really track my time, but I'm in here a lot. So, but sometimes I'm not actually working. Like sometimes in the middle of the day, I'll go like lay out by the pool for a minute. So probably like 40. I work like a full work week, I would say, and I like it that way. So, and then I don't.
Do you work more than a full work week? I think is like what they're trying to get at.
And like it depends on the week. Like some weeks, like for I'm like one a day in May, I feel like I've worked more than 40 because I've been trying to launch a product during the holidays. Definitely worked more than 40, but typically, I mean, it probably averages out to about 40 hours a week all the time. So definitely just a full work week. I really enjoy working. Like I really enjoy getting things done and being productive. Like if I was like, I have a day off, like I would rather like I like to move things forward. Like I just enjoy it.
I think you work more than you realize, but the fact you enjoy it so much is it still feels like a 40-hour work week to you.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and a lot of times, like during lunch hours, I'm like, Alex and I are out doing something. So it probably equals out to about 40. It's not like always 9 to 5. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to average it at 40 because we go up.
That'd be really fascinating if you did clock it one week.
I think I will try to clock it next week just for the heck of it. Why not? So I'd say average about 40. Like I definitely get those full hours, but I'm also doing a lot of random stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I go to the
gym,
I could
see you hitting 60 and you don't realize it. I can see you doing like 6-10-hour days because you love it. And so you keep coming back to it. And so it's like you take breaks in the day.
Yeah. I mean, I just like, I'm definitely around, but I don't think I work 60. Maybe I do. I don't know.
You would have to time yourself, I guess.
I would have to time myself. I really think it's about 40, just with like the shenanigans of us leaving in the middle of the day and doing random things. Like, like you might think I'm working, but sometimes I'm like,
yes, I get what you're like. How do you like qualify?
How do you qualify that? So average about 40. And then my mother-in-law, no, I don't pay her for the work because she would probably slap me if I tried to pay her. But I just like, I give her products to give to her friends and stuff. I'm like, pick out whatever you want. She does not expect to be paid. Yeah. She want to be paid. She like truly just loves helping out. Like, I think I would insult her if I paid her. So no, I don't pay her anything, which is really great. I just like send stuff to her and she gets it done. So it's fantastic. She's a great helper.
Yeah, she is. She's such a great helper.
Yeah. She's very fast too. She gets things done. She's like, I need more stickers. I'm like, well, I don't have more stickers. Like they're coming in. She's like, well, I finished this. And I'm like, I don't know. Oh, so yeah, those are good questions.
Yeah. Definitely just like people just curious,
Okay, Elisabeth, we'll do another more. Did I ask a stupid one last time or did I ask a more serious one? I asked about
the MTV one.
Oh, okay, I'll do a stupid one then. when were you the coldest you've ever been?
I actually know this, like, off the top of my head. That is so funny because you're right, because you can just, like, feel it in your bones as soon as you ask that question. I was the coldest I have ever been when I went to New York City in 8th grade in February. It was miserable. It was miserable. It, like, was cool seeing some of that stuff because I was, like, old enough. I think 8th grade, you're old enough to, like, understand how cool a city is and process some of that. But, like, my mom was, like, buying us extra coats and hats and mittens. Like, we did not come with stuff prepared. And, like, when the wind comes, like, whipping through the city streets, no. I don't know how anyone, like, does winters in, like, Chicago or New York or cities like that. I just feel like it gets so just absolutely frigid.
It's so cold. My cousin just moved to Chicago, so she's gonna be cold this winter. But
yeah, and then the other one I can think of is more recent. When Will and I went on our 5th anniversary trip up to Montana this past September, we only looked at the highs of the weather each day and we didn't look at the lows. And so we were, like, tricked because we definitely should have brought winter jackets. So some of those mornings were pretty chilly because I was, like, not adequately prepared. But I was by far 100% the coldest I've ever been in New York in 8th grade.
Oh my gosh. See, I love that because you instantly know, like, when you were the coldest.
Yeah, that's another good one. The silly ones could still be really good.
Thank you.
Okay. This is another cat related one, which is so funny. I can't remember who submitted this. Someone was like, would you rather always have to be touching a cat all the time or never touch a cat again?
All the time touching a cat. I feel like I'm always touching a cat anyway, all the time.
Really think about it, Cami. Really think about what that means.
All the time. Then I go snowboarding. They're strapped on me. When I go to the gym, I got a cat, like, on each bicep. We're just like, yeah, let's go. Cat all the time. All the time. I mean, all the time. Give that kitty. Yeah, that's totally fine.
I love my cats, but
can it just be, like, my toe touching one of them? Like, if I'm
yeah. It could be just, like, you have to, like, some part of you, I think, has to be touching a cat.
That sounds great. That's, like, my dream come true of, like, if I could just bring my cat with me everywhere. I'll do all the time.
I love my cats, but if it was a life and death scenario, I would not be touching a cat forever.
I feel like, there's one literally touching me right now, so.
I feel like that's just kind of, like, naturally, like, built in for you. So
we just have a bond, Elizabeth, you know.
So natural progression.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. So that was definitely a sillier one for you.
Yeah. I know. Okay, let's see. Well, okay, you said you don't want to do another would you rather.
Hit me with it. I'm at this point.
No, this one's kind of dumb anyway. I don't really like it. Okay. Here's another dumb one, but I think it's funny. What is something that you think everyone looks stupid doing? There's just, like, so many ways you can take this. I think it's really funny.
I think people, like, when you're out in public and you're posing for something that's clearly, like, Instagram related or social media related, and you're just doing it in an area where there's a lot of, like, foot traffic and people know what you're doing, you just always look dumb.
Yeah, there's
like,
just, like, no way
something or cameras or, like, I don't know. Even when in front of murals, like in Nashville or whatever it is, and, like, influencers are posing or just, like, anyone is posing to a degree, I think, like, everyone looks a little dumb doing that. I would say that for sure. Let's see, what else does everyone look dumb doing?
Chasing ping pong balls. You just always look like an idiot.
Well, I would actually say chasing a football because it doesn't bounce, like, evenly.
Oh yeah, like if it's, like, going on the ground, you're just like, oh, like, trying to grab it.
And honestly,
like, that way to look cool.
Look at, like, swimming. Anyone swimming, you just kind of, like, look dumb. There's not, like, it's just silly to me, like, the concept of swimming. I don't know. This goes back to the whole, like, my weird aversion to, like, water.
Elisabeth does not like water. She does not want to be a pirate. We've established that.
Definitely not. I mean, I do like water, but I don't know. I also don't.
But also
not to the extent where like some people I do like that they're the first in the pool, they're the first in the water at the beach. It's just like that's just not me, you know? That's
so
just
you don't want to play mermaids? Is that what I'm picking
I mean,
up?
I probably used to when I was like a kid, but okay. All right, this kind of like I've definitely asked you more. I think we've asked more than 10 or a little more than 10 at this point, but this is kind of like a more serious, like wrapping it up kind of question. Where do you see yourself in 10 years, personal wise and business wise?
I have that same question for you too. I wonder if the same person submitted it.
Probably. You guys are so sneaky.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Personal and professional. 10 years. Well, let's see. In 10 years, I think I would like to have some sort of outside space, whether that's a brick and mortar shop or just like a ginormous warehouse. I think that's something I would like to have in 10 years is something outside my house would be cool. I still want to continue doing the same thing. I think I don't have any major plans of like, and then I'm going to shift to this. Like I still want to keep growing my product line. So kind of more of the same, just maybe a little bit different. Okay. And then for personally, let's see. I hope I have like 2 kids. I'd like to have twins, pop them out all at once, get it all done. I like to be sitting at their baseball game or their ballet recital or whatever. That's what I'd like to be doing in 10 years. Just like enjoying being a mom and running my business, making them ship stuff for me. Obviously, that's very important. But yeah, just kind of more of the same, really.
Yeah.
So with kids added to that would be great.
For
that would
sure.
be a huge blessing. Yeah.
It is kind of weird to think about because you're like, wow, like 10 years from now isn't that much different than it would have been like 10 years from like the end of high school, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'll be 41. I'll be 41.
Yeah.
That's intense to think about. Yeah. So
in 10 years, I won't be quite 40 yet. So
yeah, I'll be in my 40s. So having a really fun over the hill party, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, just more of the same, really.
The funny thing is, I feel like the new over the hill is like 50. Is 40 really over the hill?
I don't know. I just don't. Who knows? But you can always have a fun
people
party
just
for
live
it.
so much longer.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I don't feel like there's any like over the hill moments. Like I feel like once you're past 25, it's all the same.
You're like, here we are.
Here we go. It's just all fun and games. So yeah, I guess that's it. I don't really have any other like major things. Like I don't want to like scale my business and have like multi-million-dollar international thing or anything like that. I just want to like keep it the same and keep it profitable and like streamlined and kind of still low key because my number one priority would be like having a good family life. So I just hope I'm like a really extra mom and like I can just see myself having like be like, okay, today we're making cupcakes in the shape of dinosaurs, and then I just won't get any work done. I can just picture it now. It's gonna be awesome. So
somebody said 40 is definitely not over the hill. So just
isn't that the traditional party? You get to have like all the black balloons and stuff. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
Or is that like super like 80s, like 1980s they did that? Because that was all I'm thinking of was my parents. Like I remember they had like a really funny over the hill party for my dad.
Yeah.
Like I just remember seeing the pictures and thought it was funny.
Okay, guys, I'm sorry to disappoint you in the comments, but let's see. Some sites proclaim that as soon as you turn 40, you're over the hill. Apparently 40 is the average midlife point in life. Before that, you were a high-achieving young person, but after your 40th birthday, you are on the slow, irreversible decline to boring old age.
Oh, yeah, right.
That's what the bookofeveryone.com says.
That's silly. Yeah, I mean, you can be over the hill, but still be having a lot of fun. I mean, so anyway, okay, so same question for you then, Elisabeth.
Yes. Okay. And then we can also take a couple from like the questions after we answer this one because I know people wanted to know like our favorite memory together and stuff, which is also really cute. Okay, so I'm like, am I going to break everybody's hearts? Maybe. Like I don't see myself in 10 years being in the same career. And I don't know exactly why that is. Maybe it's because like family life and kids changes the dynamic of things so much. Like, will I still own my own business? Like, absolutely. I think there's still something I'm going to be doing in one way or another. But I've always talked about doing something, I don't know, just like very like personal, like one-on-one kind of help, like a personal organizer or like organizing estate sales. Like that stuff like really appeals to me. And I feel like once you're like 40-ish, which I'll be like close to 40, like that could totally be something that I would be doing while, I don't know, like while raising kids or whatever. But Will and I talked the other day too. The other day is so subjective. This was like 2 months ago.
I say the other day, and I really mean like 10 years ago. I'll be like, when I was surfing the other day, I was just like, you haven't been surfing in like 5 years. I'm like, I know, but the other day.
And it was just like a very candid and sweet conversation because we basically said to each other, we were like, we can see ourselves being really happy long-term, whether we have kids or don't. Like, and that's just like the reality of it. And that was actually like a really nice conversation for us to have, I think, because it's easy to feel like you're going to be on that path. It's like you got married, you got the house, and then there's going to like be a family and kids and all of that stuff. But I don't think like Will and I have fully committed to that concept yet. And who knows, like, because in 3 years we could feel totally different. Because honestly, if you had asked me a year ago, like even May a year ago, like, when are you guys getting a house? I would have been like, oh, for sure, not for a while. We love our apartment life. We're so happy with it. So I feel like it could totally change on a dime. Do I think I would have like fun being a parent? Like for sure. So it's like weird because it's like I see these two parallel realities for myself in 10 years where it's like we do have a family and kids or like we don't and life just like looks like different, but we would be showering like nieces and nephews with like so much love and affection and all that stuff. But I will still be running my own business in one way or another. It just might not be the same business. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's just like a different stage of life. And so I'm excited to kind of like let the door be open to like all sorts of like possibilities for me. So like sentimental.
I know. And you know what, y'all, 10 years will be here before you know it. Everything goes so fast. Like, it'll just be crazy.
I still think 10 years from today that we will still be in this house. So that's like one thing that I'm like, okay, I could see that because we've always said we think the life of this house is 10 to 15 years, but that could also, at least for us in like our story, because Will's dream house is to have vaulted ceilings when you walk in the front door.
Gotta have those. Very important.
Gotta have those. He's like really, really narrowed in on that. And so like to make that like dream a reality would be totally great. So yeah, we'll see. We will see what happens.
We'll see, guys.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny fun to think about 10 years from now. I'm like, I hope I have 2 kids. If I can't have kids, I'll adopt kids. I'll adopt Elisabeth's kids. It's fine. She doesn't want them. Bring it on. It'll be great. Oh my
I wouldn't have so kids exciting. And give them up, but
I know. I'm just kidding. Oh my goodness.
Well, it's just like I'm just very, I don't know. I'm just like a self-aware, realistic person, and I know it can be really hard to have kids sometimes, and so I'm not gonna like lock myself into that. Like I have to have them if that's not in our story.
Yeah. It's I totally understand. If that's what you want to do, then by all means have at it. So I know if we like can't have kids, then I would definitely want to adopt. For sure, 100% would want to do that. I know Alex would want that too. So
yeah, I could also see us being open to that like possibility. Like that was something else we talked about as well. It's like because sometimes people just like don't want to have their own kids. Sometimes they want to adopt, and so that's why I'm just like I feel like my hands are just very open. So I don't know what will happen.
Who knows? The Lord willing. We'll see what happens.
Exactly.
It's going to be good.
Yeah. Exactly. So there you go, guys. I don't have any like big, crazy, like in 10 years, this will be this way. I don't know.
I know.
All right,
man, so getting us with the intense questions.
I know.
Literally.
Do we want to go back and ask or answer like the question about our favorite or like our funniest story together or whatever? I feel like this is when we like tell a lot.
Oh yeah, I guess there's so many. I feel like we told somebody on the podcast already. I don't want to like make it the same, so I want to try to think of another one.
I know.
Let's see.
Well, one of the ones that cracks me up is like I found a photo of us. The the Instagram stories that I made like a highlight in my profile was one of my favorite moments when we were making
when I made you
pizza together, and you were like grinding the cheese. That's probably one of my favorite moments.
Yeah, and you guys can relive that because you can just go watch Elisabeth's highlight. It has me looking like an idiot on there.
The highlight is literally titled Cami, and all it is this one moment of her like grinding cheese in the kitchen, and I thought it was so funny.
It's just like me making pizza, but I'm like talking through everything and being a total maniac as usual. So.
And you know how like every friendship, I don't know if this was like this for you growing up, Cami, but like when you're friends with someone, there's normally like one house you gravitate towards. Like it's not normally equal split between the houses. So like we totally gravitate towards your house. Like, but also I was living in an apartment for a long time. So like, our house wasn't as much of a possibility.
I know, but I have the pool.
And you have a pool. Like that's exactly what I was going to say.
That makes a difference because you can go hang out by the pool. So that's always fun.
The pool where you can force feed me popsicles when I can force feed
Elizabeth. Yeah, if Elisabeth doesn't eat a popsicle when she comes down, it's just like no good. Because if anyone comes to my house, I will force feed you a popsicle or something. I'm going to make you have something delightful by the pool. I just have this like very romantic vision of everyone just having a great time by the pool. Like it has to be like that.
I can laugh about it now, but at the time I was genuinely like wildly depressed, and she was just trying to do everything she could to make me feel better.
I don't know how to deal with that. I'm not good at it. Remember that meme you sent me where
I know you're not good at it.
Where it's like someone's telling you like a sob story and then you like take a bite of your corn dog or something. I was like, that's 100% me. It's like, yeah.
Yeah. That's okay. That's okay.
I know. If you ever need some toxic positivity, come on over, y'all. Like I will cheer you up in a way that you didn't even want. So
there's always friends in stage of life that are meant for certain things, and so it's okay that it's like Cami wants to force feed me popsicles, because some people would be like, oh, that's just so insensitive, and I'm like, no, that's literally our dynamic.
I show love, you guys. I force feed you a popsicle.
She cares about me so much, and she's like, go back and get another taco, and I'm like, I can't.
It's like you're gonna have fun or else. That's literally my life. That's why I should make my business tagline: is you're gonna have fun or else. We're all gonna like it.
We're all gonna like it.
You're gonna have fun. You're gonna like it.
Yeah, so those are a couple of funny memories. I do feel like we have a lot of just like good ones, and we have to figure out when we're going to see each other this year. I mean, life is already crazy beans with scheduling throughout the summer and stuff, so I don't know what's going to happen.
I know.
Oh, Kelsey said, what are you guys doing for Memorial Day weekend? So that's coming up.
When is Memorial Day weekend?
This
weekend. This weekend?
It'll be well past by the time this episode comes out.
But. I think Alex is running a triathlon, so I guess I'm going to be rooting him on. I don't know. Or just hanging out by the pool. Nothing exciting, really.
Yeah. Aw. Well, my in-laws were going to be in town because they haven't like seen our house yet and been here, but my father-in-law got hurt, unfortunately.
Oh no, what happened?
He tripped and pulled a muscle, and so when that happens, you're not supposed to fly, because it's like when you have swelling, you could have risk of blood clots and things. And so it was just really a bummer because it just happened a couple days ago. So hopefully send prayers, everybody, because hopefully by the time like this episode comes out, he'll be well on the journey to healing and health. But it was kind of just like a weird fluke. So I told Will, last night, you never know. God might have a reason they weren't supposed to travel, because maybe something like way worse was going to happen, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. You just never know. So
you never know. So we will just be chilling and doing a lot of prep work for leaving for our beach vacation, which we go to the Outer Banks for 2 full weeks. I can't wait. Cami's going to have to watch the email inbox while I'm gone. I'm sure she's thrilled. Yep.
Oh man.
I was going to talk to you about that, to be like, don't forget, I'm not looking at this for 2 weeks. So
that's okay. That'll be all right. That'll not anything. It'll be fine.
Yeah. There's normally just a few questions that come through and stuff. You'll be fine. But I'm not looking at it. I won't do it.
That's fine. That's fine. I don't care. That's totally cool. So yeah, enjoy your vacation.
Thank you.
Obviously, it'll be good. Libby asked, what would you want to tell your 10-year from now self? What will be your over the hill self? What will your over the hill self need to hear from your spry, youthful self? So what are you going to tell yourself in the future? I feel like normally you're talking to your past self, so you haven't really thought. I'm going to say, you better just keep working out, Misty. You better keep working out and drink your water and everything will be fine. That's what I want to tell my 10-year-old self. Be like, don't get lazy on me, okay? You better move your booty, walk every day, do something active. It's very important.
Yeah, I feel like if my 10-year from self now has kids, then I would want my young, youthful self to just be like, don't worry about things you can't control. Because it's like, I've heard that is just so hard when you have kids, is you're like always worrying about them and worrying about everything. And like, I've gotten so much better learning at this stage of life how to not worry, but that's like a learned behavior. I've had to practice that a lot. So I feel like upon having kids, it will get like a lot worse again. So that's probably what I would say.
Yeah. And also like give your kids time. Like here I am giving parenting advice, but I would tell myself in 10 years if I'm like, overwhelmed, be like, just give them time. All I need is experiences and time and love. Like, don't worry about anything else. It'll be fine. Work out a lot. Expect less and appreciate more. Those 3 things. That'd probably be the 3 things, something like that. So yeah, but I feel like those are always like in the back of my mind anyway. So
yeah, exactly. I mean, I would love to, like, if Will and I could figure out a way to retire early, that would be fab. So that's like a big like life goal.
What if you're like, in 10 years I'd like to retire? That would be
Some
awesome.
people like actually have that goal. Like if you go to the financial planning Reddit page, there's a lot of people on there that were like plan to retire. Some of them even by 40. I mean, it's really crazy cool. Like what people like plan to do and stuff. So yeah.
Okay. I didn't ask all the questions. We'll save those for a rainy day, I guess. Got some more stupid ones.
I think we did. I think we asked so many questions.
I know enough of talking about ourselves. I'm like, I can't even talk about myself anymore. I feel like an idiot. So that's all you get.
Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed our 100th episode where Cami and I asked each other random questions for an hour.
Yes. For an hour, 100 episodes of the Biz Birthday Bash podcast. It's true. It finally happened. It's very exciting. I feel so accomplished. It's very, very cool to have 100 of something.
I have this little TV show blurb in my head, and it's like, and now we get to the part where Cami and Elisabeth ask each other questions for an hour. Like, why is there a little blurb in my head? And I know it's coming from a TV show, and I can't think of the reference.
Sounds like How I Met Your Mother or something. I don't know.
I think it was from something when I was a kid, talking about all these memories. It's like bringing things up. It's like, and now we've come to the part.
I don't know. I'm trying to think here, but I don't know. Well, right. Thanks. If you're here live, thanks for hanging out with us this whole time. I know it was a doozy because we're just literally yammering on about each other, but we loved it and it was fun. And you guys are the best. Thanks for supporting us for these 100 episodes and letting us even have an audience to continue having a podcast. Like, you guys are what makes it all worthwhile. And, you guys keep us going. So you are the real hero of this story, not us. So thanks for being there for us and listening and tuning in. And don't forget to share this episode with your friends, even though they're going to be like, who are these people? You can be like, listen, now you'll really get to know. So
now you really get to. Cami, I just thought of the reference.
Oh, okay.
It's Veggie Tales. Oh, like, and now's the part where Larry comes to sing a silly song.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. Veggie Tales. I freaking love Veggie Tales. Veggie Tales so good.
Someone sent me a tweet the other day that was like, when you can never see a cucumber and a tomato normally. And it was like a cucumber standing right next to a tomato. And I was like, it's Bob and Larry. It's Bob and Larry from VeggieTales.
Did you see their latest like marketing thing they did? It was like Larry sitting there relaxing with cucumber slices on his eyes. Everyone was like, do you know what this means? That'd be like us sitting with kidneys on our eyeballs. Like, the comments were so funny. Like, who approved this? Like, are you kidding? It's just really funny.
Oh, gosh. That's so funny. Attention grabber for sure. All right. Well, we're not going to do normal housekeeping stuff today. I feel like it's kind of pointless.
It's done. We're done now. Okay. We got to go, guys. We love you so much. Thanks for sticking around. Happy 100. Just like happy Hunger Games. Okay. We're leaving. Goodbye.
Happy 100. Bye, everyone. Hey guys, we just wanted to hop in and talk about one of our amazing resources, the A to Z directory. All of us have thought at some point, how did she do that or how did she make that? And maybe you don't know where to start or how the heck to produce this amazing product you've dreamt up.
Well, the A to Z directory is the missing puzzle piece in your biz, you guys. Seriously. So it's built in the form of a yearly membership, and it's your one-stop shop for finding suppliers and vendors for all the things. Literally where to print everything from custom invitations, greeting cards, mugs, koozies, acrylic printing, letterpress, custom ribbon. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And it literally goes from A to Z. From acrylic printers to zipper pouches, we have it in the A to Z directory.
We want to help all of you search less and create more with this list of 300 plus vendors and suppliers. Don't worry, they're very organized. It's not going to be overwhelming and confusing when you join. And this membership also includes access to a private Facebook community. It's incredibly active and involved. And if you need a question answered fast, that is definitely the place to go.
Yeah, our Facebook group really is the best. You guys, everyone is so helpful in there. And we're in there too, answering questions you guys might have. So it's a great way to get access to us and ask us things without sliding into our DMs. So we're more likely to answer you in the Facebook group, just saying. Anyway, also in the Facebook group, this is new for 2020 and we're really excited about it. We are hosting monthly Power Hour Q&A sessions that are live, and these are only available to our A to Z directory members. So you can hop in with us live and ask us all your burning questions in real time and just hang out with us every month. And we do these at different times so you can actually be there live, and the replays are always available in the Facebook group for members.
This resource is priced at $147 a year, which honestly is extremely affordable and is full of so many benefits, such as exclusive vendor coupons for members only. And we would love to have you guys join. Seriously, it's kind of like our family and our tribe. So visit bizbirthdaybash.com/directory to sign up today and use coupon code podcast2020 to receive $20 off your first year. That's podcast, all caps, 2020 for $20 off your first year.
We can't wait to see you in the Facebook group.